Revelation 12:7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, Now is come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our Elohim, and the power of his Messiah. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accuseth them before our Elohim day and night. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, and by the word of their testimony. And they loved not their lives unto the death. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And when the dragon saw that he was cast into the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child. Salutations. It's your brother Remain True, Yaram Yahweh, greeting you by Hashem Yahweh, by Hashem Amashiach Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakah Amar. Okay. And this is a living word right here. It's alive and well, because these heathens is persecuting the seed of Jacob. All right. And we're going to look at a couple recent events. All right. Showing how, our people are being slaughtered and slain, man. Attacked. All right. Targeted. You know what I'm saying? And that's this Revelation 12:13. All right. To the teeth. The devil's down here with, fierce. He's full of wrath. All right. Trying to slay the holy people as much as he can, because he know he got a short time, and he's raising all the hell he can, man. All right. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of Yahweh, and have the testimony of Yahweh Shai the Messiah. All right. And that's right. And that's exactly what's going on, man. We've been taking so many heathens. All right, that this dragon, he's wroth, and he's making war with the remnant of the seed of the daughter of Zion. Now, what you see here is a heathen who was pushed to the ground because he know that he would be justified if he did exactly what he did, which was shoot and kill a so-called black man in so-called self-defense, if the black man give him any trouble about harassing him or his family, in which this case, this goddamn devil, he's a known terrorist. Okay, he's a known bigot and terrorist who's known to threaten brothers with his gun about this fucking parking space at this damn store right here. Okay, and so what happened here is that he saw this black man, this Hebrew, keep it in true perspective, the son of Jacob right here, all right, in the parking spot where he felt like he didn't have a right to be there because he didn't have a handicap sticker. So he attempts to force the man's wife to move her car so he can, park in the spot where it was legal for him to park, since he's handicapped. Okay, but this was a, this was a directed, targeted attack. This was just like Jeremiah. You know what I'm saying? These heathens prey upon our lives, man. So this heathen, he used that push that the brother gave him for harassing his wife. He used that push as justification to murder this brother. And he's shielded by the state of Florida's Stand Your Ground law. Let's take a look at this and get the story.
A dispute over a parking space led to an argument, a fatal shooting, and now a lot more talk about stand your ground laws. Meg Oliver is in Clearwater, Florida.
We did everything together. You know, it's tough.
Brittany Jacobs is still hurting. The shooting happened last Thursday in this convenience store parking lot. The family of 5 parked in a handicapped spot. 28-year-old Marquise McLaughlin and his 5-year-old son went inside. That's when 47-year-old Michael Draka confronted her.
He was just, harassing me about a parking space, about a handicapped parking space.
McLaughlin returned and shoved Draka to the ground. That's when Draka drew his gun and fired a single shot into McLaughlin's chest. He stumbled back in the store and collapsed in front of his son. A day later, the Pinellas County Sheriff declared he could not charge Draka. Criminal defense attorney Anthony Rickman says the fact that McLaughlin backed up after the shove raises concerns.
And the question is at that point in time, was there the possibility of imminent serious bodily injury or death?
Hell no.
That justified the use of deadly force. Watch that
nope.
video. I don't think so.
Not at all.
23
okay.
Other states
Wicked ass heathens.
So-called stand your ground laws allowing them to use deadly force against an attacker. They all say victims have no duty to retreat. Jacobs.
Now exactly. Now that's supposed to be every citizen's right, not to retreat if they're in danger. They don't have the duty to retreat. That's true. Now, what if that was the case? When you goddamn wicked ass heathens always approach me, talk about show you some ID, show you this, show you that, with no probable cause for any of that shit. Alright? And we comply with you under duress of going to jail. What if we didn't retreat and just pulled out some heat and killed you motherfuckers? Alright? You wicked motherfucking heathens. But you know what? You want us to be carnal with you. That's why you setting up these attacks, Gomer. All right? Yeah, that's right. That's why you setting this shit up like this, because you want us to get in the flesh with your wicked ass, because you think you have a shot if you could get us in some kind of carnal war with you damn heathen. But that ain't gonna work, okay? Nah, you chump. For all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. All right? And so, you know what? We got a commandment. All right, and the commandment is for us to fight with the spiritual warfare, the spiritual weaponry. All right, we was told to take the full armor of the Most High. Okay, and they were spiritual weapons against you wicked rulers in these principalities. All right, now look at this. All that heathen wanted to do was exactly what he did: tear that family apart. Take the man out of the home, all right? Because he couldn't stand to see a motherfucking Hebrew standing up, being a man, and ruling over his woman and his family. So he had to end it. And he very much was well aware and confident that he would not suffer any sort of repercussions at all for it. At least from the law. Okay? Yeah, that's right. But the Most High gonna repay your heathen ass.
Is left trying to comprehend how her 3 children lost their father over a trip to buy snacks.
Now watch this stupid ass question, this mockery that this dumb heathen whore asked this sister. Watch this stupid question this heathen asked her.
Because all my man was trying to do is protect his girl, like anybody else would, and stand by, his family's side.
The case is not over. It's now up to Florida State Attorney to determine whether to seek a grand jury indictment. Jeff?
Meg, thank you very much.
No, that's okay.
Police say they will not charge
It's in this clip.
killing another man in a parking lot after an argument. Surveillance video shows Michael Draka was pushed over by Marquise McLaughlin and responded with a single gunshot. Florida's Stand Your Ground law allows people to respond with deadly force when they believe their lives are in danger. Protesters gathered at the scene yesterday demanding justice for McLaughlin. Meg Oliver, who is in Clearwater, Florida, spoke to his girlfriend. Meg, good morning.
John, good morning. As you can see, there's a small memorial outside the store for McLaughlin. The family had parked in this handicapped spot. McLaughlin took his 5-year-old son inside to buy snacks. Less than 3 minutes later, he was gunned down for parking here illegally.
We're just trying to protect me and his kids.
Brittany Jacobs saw her boyfriend of 9 years, Marquise McLaughlin, shot and killed in front of her. Last Thursday, they went to a convenience store with their 3 children. McLaughlin walked inside with their 5-year-old son. That's when Michael Draka approached Jacobs. She says he berated her for parking in a handicapped spot without a permit.
You see what I'm saying? Like he the fucking parking police.
Surveillance footage shows McLaughlin walk out of the store and shove Draka to the ground. Seconds later, Draka pulled out his gun and fired a
That's all he wanted. That's all that heathen wanted. Is some sort of justification to use that goddamn firearm in which you heathens trust. You weak ass goddamn heathen. Listen to this dumb ass question this goddamn heathen whore asked this sister, man. What did he take from you? Stupid ass whore, you know.
28-year-old stumbled back into the store and collapsed in front of his son. What did he take from him?
You hear this fucking heathen whore? I mean, can you believe that fucking question, you heathen whore? You know what the fuck he took from her. The same thing you heathens been taking from us ever since you took us from our land, you goddamn heathen.
In front of his son. What did he take from him? Gun and fired a single shot into McLaughlin's chest. The 28-year-old stumbled back into the store and collapsed in front of his son. What did he take from him?
And
What did he take from you? Fuck out of here, bitch.
my soul, my partner, we did everything together. It's tough.
Draka had
He took from her the exact goddamn thing that Gomer designed for him to take from her. Okay? Her priest and her king. Wicked motherfucking heathen.
concealed weapons permit and told police he shot McLaughlin because he feared for his life. The sheriff's office says he is protected by Florida's Stand Your Ground law, which allows people to use deadly force when fearing imminent death or great bodily harm without a duty to try.
And who do you heathens always fear for your life of? The Hebrews, who you brought here as slaves. We the ones who you fear, you always in fear of your life of. And so therefore, it's Trayvon Martin and Mr. McLaughlin and so on and so forth, however many other Hebrews, your wicked ass heathens, been murdered and justified with that scary ass stand your ground law, okay? Alright? But yeah, Zion, you guys need to wake up, man, because these motherfuckers are preying on us, okay?
To escape the danger.
He had to shoot to defend himself. Those are the facts, and that's the law.
But
Alright? You see how that wicked fucking supposedly law enforcement officer, okay, because you know what, you enforce the law, and the goddamn law, it's not up to his wicked ass. All right, it's not up to his wicked ass to justify a man's murder. All right, when the law protects you from imminent danger, and an imminent danger is not being fucking pushed. You didn't even get punched. He didn't advance on you. He didn't kick you. None of that. Matter of fact, after he pushed your heathen ass just to get you away from his family that you was threatening, he stepped away from your heathen ass when he could have did more damage. If he really wanted to hurt you, the damn heathen, the heathen would have never got to his goddamn firearm in which he trusted. You wicked motherfucker. But that's why we're gonna get some flags out your ass, Gomer. Yeah, that's right. We're gonna get some flags out you wicked goddamn heathen. Hey, Florida, get your happy heathen ass ready as if you ain't been struck enough, okay? Yeah, that's right.
McLaughlin backed away from Draka after he pushed him.
This is wrong because all my man was trying to do is protect his girl like anybody else would.
The couple's 4-month-old son and 3-year-old daughter were inside the car during the shooting. Jacobs told me that she learned Draco wouldn't be charged from the news. CBS News has not been able to reach Draco for comment. The state attorney's office will have the final say on whether to press charges. Gail?
All right, thank you very much, Meg.
All right. Now on to now this one right here. This one kind of hits close to home, okay? Not even kind of. It do hit close to home, okay? All right, because this is the fucking news that I had to wake up, not necessarily wake up to here, but I was saluted, okay? I was saluted by one of the daughters of Zion this morning, breaking this news about our little in-law that this goddamn hey man, this was a goddamn targeted attack and a paid hit. All right, one of our little in-laws was targeted and murdered on a damn BART train. And not only that, the motherfucking heathen, he tried to kill her and her sister, actually, man. Okay, this is my little niece's auntie right here. And, you know, Gomer, this better be very coincidental, you goddamn heathen, okay? Yeah, this better be very coincidental, you son of a bitch.
A violent felon who they say stabbed an 18-year-old woman to death at the MacArthur station on Sunday night. Take a look at the suspect. He's been identified as 27-year-old John Lee Cowell, a transient. BART police say he stands 5'8" and weighs 190 pounds with short dark hair and a beard and mustache. The agency's police chief warns he is armed and extremely dangerous. Now let's take another look. This is the most recent photo of Cowell when he was stopped on July 18th by a transit agency fare inspector. Cowell is accused of what police chief Carlos Rojas says was an unwarranted, unprovoked stabbing of 18-year-old Nia Wilson and her 26-year-old sister Latifah Wilson. Nia Wilson died in the attack after being stabbed in the neck. Latifah was also stabbed in the neck but survived. Rojas says it was the most vicious attack he's ever seen in 30 years in policing. He likened it to a prison yard stabbing. But surveillance cameras captured.
That's because it was a fucking hit, all right? Yeah, exactly. You wicked son of a bitch. All right, but we're going to, hey, boy, hey, we're going to get your ass good, Gomer. All right, yeah, that's right. You the killer, the fire in the Most High's anger, you son of a bitch. And it's going to burn on your ass until the lowest goddamn hell, you some wicked heathen, all right? Yeah, that's right.
He left the station and into a parking garage where he changed his clothes. Officers have recovered a weapon at a nearby.
Okay, so how the fuck can there be any question if this is random or not? All right, this motherfucker attacked the sisters. All right, stared to make sure the damage was good enough before he left, wiping off his fucking knife, and then hitting the alleyway to change the clothes. All right. Yeah, you Ashkenazis is behind this shit. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you wicked ass motherfucking Illuminatis is behind this shit. But we're gonna send fire on Israel. All right. Yeah, that's right. Most High send terrible destruction on the land of Israel. Slay up a bunch of heathens in your mountains over there, Yahweh. Send them a great division among them heathens. All right. Every man's hand against his brother. Praise your holy name. Okay? Yeah, that's right. Plead against him with pestilence, with blood. Okay? And rain upon him. And upon his bands and the many people that's with them, with an overflowing rain and great hailstones, fire and brimstone. Yahweh, for thus you have spoken, it is written. All right, and you said you would glorify yourself and magnify yourself and be known in the eyes of many nations. Okay, when you are sanctified in Gog. Bless your holy name in the name of your holy son, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai Malach Yasharallah.
Construction site, and take a look at this BART police station
and into a parking garage where he changed his clothes. Officers have recovered a murder weapon at a nearby construction site. And take a look at this. BART police also revealed detectives are investigating 2 other attacks that left 2 riders dead in the last 5 days. One person was fatally stabbed at the Bayfair station Saturday morning. This is the suspect. Take a closer look here. The other victim died after a separate attack last Wednesday at the
She did not deserve it. All she was doing was coming back from where she was at with her sister. And my baby always said, Mom, I don't like me in the bar. She didn't like the bar. She was scared of the bar. Now I'm saying, it's not like the bar.
We have to. It takes the village. Not the community. Community being broken. That's a different, that's a foreign language to me. I was raised to take a village to raise a town. I was raised to take a village to heal a village. And that's what Stockton our kids does. We're here to heal our village.
say anything to John.
Fuck John. It's my language. I don't care. I'm mad. That's my baby. I'm supposed to say. He took my baby, man. He took my baby. And my baby was laid out on that concrete slab, man. What am I supposed to say? I don't know what to say. My baby gone. She was only 18. She didn't ask for this.
KPIX 5 News.
A heartbroken mother sharing her pain after her daughter is stabbed and killed at a BART station, an attack that appeared to be random. Good afternoon, I'm Kenny Choi.
And I'm Michelle Griego. Right now, there is a police manhunt for the killer. The attack happened around 9:45 last night at the MacArthur BART station in Oakland. KPIX 5's Jessica Flores has an exclusive interview with the victim's mother. Jessica?
Michelle, Kenny, that's right. We're here at the MacArthur BART station, and things are running smoothly back to normal here. But here's why you know things aren't normal. Look at these flowers. People leaving this to Nia Wilson and her family. That's the victim. I spoke to her mother this morning. She says she just wants justice for her daughter.
Nia Wilson's mother facing an unimaginable task, choosing pictures to remember her. Just 18 years old, she was riding BART home to Oakland last night when police say a suspect stabbed and killed Nia in a random attack on the MacArthur station platform.
Getting reports that someone got stabbed in the neck about mid-platform.
This man just came and did all this to my baby, though. My baby. My baby.
Nia's family says she was with her 2 sisters, getting off the train, helping a woman with a stroller when the man stabbed Nia and her older sister. The suspect, described as a white man in his 20s or 30s with short hair and a heavy build, got away. The random violence comes just months after 2 riders survived a stabbing attack at the Coliseum station, and after BART police announced it's stepping up foot patrols to curb crime.
Where was the police? Why was my baby? Why y'all said y'all was gonna have people on the platform?
BART says an officer was at the station. It's unclear, though, if the officer was on the platform. This morning, we asked a BART official if riders should be worried about their safety.
The situation on BART isn't any different this morning than it is any other morning, so we feel that it is a very safe system.
The riders...
This goddamn heathen ain't worried about nothing but keeping the money coming. Now, again, you had an officer at the station, but this motherfucker was able to stab 2 women, get away. Alright, yeah, fucking right.
We spoke to our head after the attack.
It was the first thing this morning that my husband told me, and he was worried about me getting on BART.
Nia's sister is recovering at the hospital, as Nia's loved ones remember the young, bright, aspiring makeup artist. Her mother says she was going places, and even had an interview this afternoon.
She always said, Mama, I'm scared of BART. I always believe her like you scared of BART. She had the right to be scared of BART. Because look what happened to her.
All right, now let's get the morning father And we'll end this.
I don't know anything. All I know is my daughter called me crying hysterically. I couldn't understand what she was talking about. She told me to get into MacArthur Bar, and I get here. I see all the police and ambulance, and I run up the platform, and I see my youngest daughter laying up under a tarp dead, you know? I want justice for my daughter. I want justice for my daughter. Please help me get justice for my daughter. Man, I work at Highland Hospital. I see this every single day. I never imagined myself going through nothing like this. That's my baby girl laying up there. You know, I want justice for my daughter. You know, what did you say about the suspect? I haven't heard anything from anybody.
All right, you goddamn racist ass heathens that's supposed to be Christians. You see that motherfucking man right there with that fiery redness in his eyes? Yeah, that's exactly how the Messiah gonna come looking. All right, he gonna come looking for justice for his daughter. You goddamn heathen. All right, so understand that shit, Gomer. He gonna get it, okay? Yeah, that's right.
A few witnesses said it was some white guy in a red striped shirt who just stabbed my daughter randomly and ran off.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what he did. Came and snatched the fucking daughter of Zion, took her away because he's a kidnapping, raping, murdering, motherfucking thieving ass devil, alright? Yeah, that's right, you wicked ass heathen.
This is a parent's worst nightmare. I see this, I watch this on TV. I never imagined this happening to me. Oh my God.
Alright. End it right there. Yep. That one kind of hit close to home, man. But that's my little niece, man. You can see how sad she looked as shit. Cause that was her one of her favorite aunties and shit. And you know what? That grieving father is exactly how the Heavenly Father feels right now, alright? Over all his children that's been slain in this goddamn land of Babylon, man. But he gonna avenge his servants. Oh yeah, he gonna avenge his elect on you, you wicked heathen. Jeremiah 51. Thus saith Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind. And will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty your land. For the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifted himself up in his brigadine. And spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her hosts. Thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through in her streets. For Israel hath not been forsaken, nor Judah of his Elohim of hosts, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of Yahweh's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon hath been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain, if so she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. Yahweh hath brought forth our righteousness. Come, and let us declare in Zion the work of Yahweh, our Elohim. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. Yahweh hath raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, for his devices against Babylon to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of Yahweh, the vengeance of his temple. Set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon. Keep the watch strong. Set up the watchmen. Prepare the ambushes. For Yahweh hath both devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon. O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures, Thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness. Yahweh of hosts hath sworn by himself, saying, Surely I will fill thee with men as with caterpillars, and they shall lift up a shout against thee. He hath made the earth by his power. He hath established the world by his wisdom, and hath stretched out the heaven by his understanding. When he uttered his voice, there is a multitude of waters in the heavens, and he causeth the vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth. He maketh lightnings with rain, and bringeth forth the wind out of his treasures. Every man is brutish by his knowledge. Every founder is confounded by the graven image. For his molten image is falsehood, and there is no breath in them. They are vanity, the work of errors. In the time of their visitation, they shall perish. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the form of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. Yahweh of hosts is his name. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. And with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider. With thee also will I break in pieces man and woman, and with thee will I break in pieces old and young, and with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid. I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock, and with thee will I break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen, and with thee will I break in pieces captains and rulers. And I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea all their evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, saith Yahweh. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith Yahweh, which destroys all the earth. And I will stretch out mine hand upon thee, and roll thee down from the rocks, and will make thee a burnt mountain. And they shall not take of thee a stone for a corner, nor a stone for foundations, but thou shalt be desolate forever, saith Yahweh. Set ye up a standard in the land, blow the trumpet among the nations. Prepare the nations against her, call together against her the kingdoms of Ararat, Mani, and Ashkenaz. Appoint a captain against her, cause the horses to come up as the rough caterpillars. Prepare against her the nations with the kings of the Medes, the captains thereof, and all the rulers thereof, and all the land of his dominion. And the land shall tremble in sorrow. Every purpose of Yahweh shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon a desolation without an inhabitant. The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holes. Their might had failed. They became as women. They have burned their dwelling places. Her bars are broken. One post shall run to meet another, and one messenger to meet another, to show the king of Babylon that his city is taken at one end, and that the passages are stopped. The reeds they have burned with fire, and the men of war are affrighted. For thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the Elohim of Israel, the daughter of Babylon is like a threshing floor. It is time to thresh her. Yet a little while, and the time of her harvest shall come. Jeremiah 51 and 34. Nebuchadnezzar the king of Babylon hath devoured me. He hath crushed me. He hath made me an empty vessel. He hath swallowed me up like a dragon. He hath filled his belly with my delicates. He hath cast me out. The violence unto me and to my flesh be upon Babylon, shall the inhabitant of Zion say, and my blood upon the inhabitants of Chaldea, shall Jerusalem say. Therefore thus saith Yahweh, Behold, I will plead thy cause, and take vengeance for thee, and I will dry up her sea, and make her springs dry. And Babylon shall become heaps, a dwelling place for dragons, an astonishment and an hissing, without an inhabitant. They shall roar together like lions. They shall yell as lions' whelps. In their heat I will make their feast, and I will make them drunken that they may rejoice and sleep a perpetual sleep and not awake, saith Yahweh. I will bring them down like lambs to the slaughter, like rams with he-goats. How is Shishak taken? How is the praise of the whole earth surprised? How is Babylon become an astonishment among the nations? The sea has come up upon Babylon. She is covered with the multitude of the waves thereof. Her cities are a desolation, a dry land and a wilderness, a land wherein no man dwelleth, neither doth any son of man pass thereby. And I will punish Baal in Babylon, and will bring forth out of his mouth that which he hath swallowed up, and the nations shall not flow together any more unto him. Yea, the wall of Babylon shall fall. My people, go ye out of the midst of her, and deliver ye every man his soul from the fierce anger of Yahweh. Unless your heart faint, ye fear for the rumor that shall be heard in the land. A rumor shall both come 1 year, and after that in another year shall come a rumor, and violence in the land, ruler against ruler. Therefore, behold, the days come, that I will do judgment upon the graven images of Babylon, and her whole land shall be confounded, and all her slain shall fall in the midst of her. Then the heaven and the earth and all that is therein shall sing for Babylon, for the spoiler shall come unto her from the north, saith Yahweh. As Babylon hath caused the slain of Israel to fall, so at Babylon shall fall the slain of all the earth. Ye that have escaped the sword, go away. Stand not still. Remember Yahweh afar off, and let Jerusalem come into your mind. Praise the Most High. We are confounded, because we have heard reproach. Shame hath covered our faces, for strangers are coming to the sanctuaries of Yahweh's house. Wherefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will hold upon her graven images, and through all her land the wounded shall groan. Though Babylon should mount up to heaven, and though she should fortify her strength, yet from me shall spoilers come unto her, saith Yahweh. A sound of a cry cometh from Babylon, and great destruction from the land of the Chaldeans, because Yahweh hath spoiled Babylon, and destroyed out of her the great voice. When the waves do roar like great waters, the noise of their voice is uttered, because the spoiler is come upon her, even upon Babylon, and her mighty men are taken, and every one of their bows is broken. For Yahweh, the Allah of recompenses, shall surely requite. And I will make drunk her princes, and her wise men, and her captains, and her rulers, and her mighty men. And they shall sleep a perpetual sleep, and not wake, saith the King, whose name is Yahweh of armies. Thus saith Yahweh of armies, the broad walls of Babylon shall be utterly broken, and her high gates shall be burned with fire, and the people shall labor in vain, and the folk in the fire, and they shall be weary. Praise the Most High. Verse 64. Let's get 62. Then shalt thou say, O Yahweh, thou hast spoken against this place to cut it off, that none shall remain in it, neither man nor beast, but that it shall be a desolate forever. Verse 64. Jeremiah 51:64. And thou shalt say, so now let's get 63. And it shall be when thou hast made an end of reading this book, that thou shalt bind a stone to it and cast it in the midst of Euphrates. And thou shalt say, thus shall Babylon sink, and shall not rise from the evil that I will bring upon her. They shall be weary. Thus far are the words of Jeremiah. Khan, Aman, and Aman. Let's go back to verse 48, I think it is. I ain't 48. 35. The violence done to me and to my flesh be upon Babylon, shall the inhabitants of Zion say, and my blood upon the inhabitants of Chaldea, shall Jerusalem say. Revelation 18:1. And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth have waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. And the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine. And she shall be utterly burned with fire. For as strong is Yahweh Elohim who judgeth her. The kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for 1 hour is thy judgment come. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise any more. The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones of pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all fine wood and all manner of vessels of ivory and all manner of vessels of precious stout wood and of brass and iron and marble and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men. And the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all. The merchants of these things, which were made rich by her, shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, Alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. For in 1 hour so great riches has come to naught. And every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea, stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of it burning, saying, What city is like unto this great city? And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city, wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for Yahweh hath avenged you on her. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone, and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. Okay, just like we just saw in Jeremiah 51. And the voice of harpers and musicians, and of pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee. And no craftsman of whatsoever craft he be shall be found any more in thee. And the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee. And the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth. For by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. And in her was found the blood of prophets and of saints and of all that were slain upon the earth. Praise the Most High. Rejoice over her, ye holy prophets and apostles, for the Most High hath avenged you upon her. Okay? Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for Yahweh hath avenged you on her. Praise the Most High. All praise on high. Send your son, Heavenly Father. Come, Yahweh Shai. Come. And Yahweh Shai, we ask that you smite our enemies, your enemies, the oppressors of your people, with furious rebukes, according as you received of the Heavenly Father, to break this heathen with the rod of iron, and let them know that they're going to be scourged 1,000 times more than what they have done to your people. They're going to be recompensed sevenfold in their bosom. They're going to be rooted up and cast into the fire. Smite these heathen nations, Yahweh Shai, with the besom of destruction, to your praise and to your glory. Bless you forever in the name of your spirit of truth. Khan, Aman, and Aman.